everybody? Welcome back to the Fantasy Cast. It's episode number 22 with us three again. Yeah, we're back. Episode
Are you
22.
sure it's 22? Does anyone know what it is anymore? I don't think anyone.
I'm positive it's 22. I checked before the episode.
That's
trusting
awesome. 22.
Yeah. You know, I made like 2 or 3 mistakes this season already on episode numbers, and I don't really want to do it again.
Can't win them all, but you can win most.
I'm Lachlan McTagg. Joined alongside me again, as always, is Ty White, and Christian Haggith is back again. It's almost like he's an official member of the family. Maybe. No, kidding. Of course. Of course.
We didn't even invite him this time. He just kind of showed up.
Showed up.
I actually sent the link. Yeah, the link. Maybe copy paste it to the wrong person.
Yeah. It's an accident. It was a happy accident, though. Accident.
Always happy to have him on. Boys, how are we doing? How's the week been?
Christians, go first.
I mean, it's been a busy week. I think got some good football action this past weekend, which made my life a little more enjoyable. That sounds really depressing. But
yeah, you okay over there? What's going on in Kingston?
That sounds really bad. But no, my life's great, and I'm saying it. Football brought it to the next level. It was really, really an exciting time, and I'm looking forward to jumping in, discussing with you guys. How about you boys?
I mean, Ty and I had a fairly similar last little stretch because we were actually down in Buffalo, specifically Niagara Falls, New York, calling a bunch of hockey games this weekend, doing play-by-play for the McPherson hockey tournament. If no one knows what that is, it's our old school we went to in Canada, St. Andrews. All three of us, class of 2021 there. Due to COVID restrictions in the beautiful province of Ontario, the tournament had to be moved to Niagara University in the States to accommodate those restrictions and whatnot. So it's about a 5-hour drive for me from Springfield. So I made the trip, and then Ty made the trip down as well. We ate a ton of wings.
Oh my God, about friggin' 70 wings on that trip in the span of like 3 days. But you don't, like, for those who, you might look at Buffalo and be like, who would go there for like a meal? Or you can go to like Florida or like these other major attractions in the US or like California or something, like even Boston, not too far away, because it's like a smaller, not a huge city in the Northeast. It's an amazing town. Like, Locke, you used to live there, so you showed me all around. Like literally, like 3 of the best meals I've ever had in my life came from Buffalo. It was a lot of fun. It was a good time.
They're all wings?
No, well, I mean, like, I think 2 of them were wings.
I mean, we had to
hot, mild, and spicy.
We did some hot wings.
I go hot personally. I'm a hot guy. Like I eat mild too, but I like spicy wings. And then if you order ranch there, they give you a funny look. So you just I bathed in blue cheese for about 3 days, and I wasn't complaining. Like, it was awesome.
I'd give you a weird look anywhere if you ordered ranch.
Yeah,
I personally don't, but like people like
you can't say the R word, but you can't say the R word in Buffalo. You just can't do it. Blue cheese is the way. But what we did when we went to the restaurants, though, is we were just like, okay, like, should we just try the wings here? Like, there's some restaurants, like our parents and my parents came down as well, so I got to see them. Ty's dad came down with him, so it's great. We got to spend a lot of time with each other over the weekend. But when we went to restaurants, like, we were just like, should we just order like 10 hot wings just to see how they are? And we take a bite, we're like, oh yeah, these are good. Yeah, these are really good. We went to one of my local favorites in Buffalo as well, a place called Elmo's in Amherst, New York. It was fantastic.
I'm still dreaming about that place, man. Like, I wake up and my heart's empty because I know I probably won't go back there for a little while, but it was really good.
What's happened with you though since we got back from Buffalo though, Ty?
You know, catching up, like doing some schoolwork and stuff like that. Obviously, we actually missed, probably, I know you probably missed the whole first game, Lachlan, of that football game of the championship weekend. I missed like the first half. I had to go back and review, and obviously, I don't know, just been preparing for this. I'm excited for the Super Bowl. I'm sad that it's so far away. It's not that far away, but it's a little far away.
Yeah. I've got a two week sized hole in my heart right now. and I'm waiting for the Super Bowl to fill it. But I don't know how I'm going to pass the time in the meantime.
Maybe watching the fantasy cast. That'll
Exactly.
definitely
rewatching every episode. We're going on a
Exactly.
binge.
Exactly. See how many right and horribly wrong takes we had. Seriously.
Buddy.
I actually didn't miss the game at all because I'm lucky enough to have XM in the truck.
Oh, so you played in
the whole way on the highway. I
Mm.
must have gotten I must have gotten a bunch of like weird looks from people because like plays like when the Bengals were coming back in the second half, like I was just moving on the highway all the way across New York State. But I was like visually expressing how I was feeling about the game. I'd be at the wheel of it. And like I'd see people going by, like I'd pass people, and people pass me, they'd be like, "What?
Like, who's this
guy,
weirdo?
What is this guy doing?" And I'd just be like reacting, like, what's going on? And like, what? And yeah, it was crazy.
Does that to you?
Pretty similar for me. Like I was at home, and had a few buddies over just to catch the last little bit of the game. Shout out to Jack Bray, actually stayed for pretty much the whole game. Left with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I just thought you guys should hear that. I'm outing him. I'm exposing him a bit.
7 minutes left.
But had to be said.
Dude's a clown. That's the best part of the game right there, and he's leaving.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Anyways, so we were watching, and we all wanted to see the Bengals win. And we were just losing it. Like we have LEDs around our TV, and we had them turn on orange. And we were just freaking out. So it's not every year you can call yourself a Bengals fan, but I think what they got going on right now, I've been saying it from the start. I think they're pretty classy. I'm liking it.
Yeah, I'm so happy for the fan base and for the city, and
yeah.
I feel so bad for going against them this whole playoffs.
Dude, what I've been saying?
Dude, you can't pull that card now.
From the start.
You went against them against the Chiefs last week.
Locke, you can bring up the audio clip. I did go against them, but word for word what I said was my heart says Bengals, my head says Chiefs. So that's a lesson to all the listeners out there. Go with your heart. Go with your heart.
Yeah, fair enough. But we all had the same picks. We all went just 2-2 or 1-1.
1 for 2.
1 for whatever.
Yeah.
Numbers.
Yeah. It's all the same.
Not a math major here, Lachlan.
Yeah, that Bengals game was something else though. Like the first half, the Chiefs, like obviously you don't get the same experience listening to the radio. But I went back and watched the highlights after that. The Bengals just looked so disoriented in the first half.
For sure.
The Chiefs defense looked fairly normal. They were just getting stuff done, making it hard on Burrow. Receivers weren't necessarily open that much downfield. And then all of a sudden in the second half, it was like, it was night and day what was going on.
For sure.
They changed around too, but I'd say, and people aren't willing to say this because like Joe Burrow is the new savior. He's the new messiah of the NFL.
Oh my God.
Mahomes just like he won the game for the Bengals. I don't know what happened to him in the second half. You can see there's plays where it pans over to Kelsey and he's looking back. He's just like he literally just like you can see the energy being sucked out of him. Like Mahomes threw a pick into a screen pass to like a D lineman one. It's like, what are you doing? He did not play a good game whatsoever, at least towards the end. I thought the first half it looked like the Chiefs were just gonna run away with that thing. Now there's a problem. And although that I don't love that Joe Burrow is winning before Herbert, it's very interesting now because the AFC, if you look 2 years, or maybe like even a year ago, you would have been like, no one's ever going to beat the Chiefs for the next 5 to 7 years.
Well, Allen and the Bills had the only realistic chance. And then now all of a sudden it's like, oh, Burrow just took them down. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that's interesting though. It's pretty cool. And the Bengals did have, fair enough. Their defense keeps playing well and moving on somehow.
For sure.
Go ahead.
Well, no. Finish your thought.
I was gonna say, but that O-line woke up being like, I forgot we had to block Aaron Donald in the championship game. So
yeah, that's facts.
And Von Miller will be coming down the pipe too.
Yeah,
40-year-old Von.
I will say, I loved how the coin toss went tails.
Yeah.
Love how the coin toss went tails and the Chiefs lost. I love it.
That
I
was
love
a
it.
shocker. I was sitting there and I said,
As soon as Burrow called heads, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be tails.
yeah, Chiefs won the toss, and I'm like, it's game over. It's game over.
Well, that's what everyone thought. And when I heard the coin toss, when I like the refs explaining, like, gentlemen, this is a new game. Each team will have 3 timeouts. Cincinnati, you're the visitor. What's the call, bro? Heads. I'm like, oh. And this is one of my like visual representation moments in the truck. I was like, oh no. Again, people were like looking at
swerving through lanes of traffic.
Yeah, seriously. and my immediate thought was the Chiefs are gonna score, and then teams are gonna be 11-1 in overtime. And then the rules, I was like, okay, but the rule is gonna change now because the Chiefs are gonna win. And then the Chiefs got stopped through a pick. Was that the Eli Apple pick or no?
I don't know if it was Apple.
They did. I don't know if it was Eli. They did throw an interception. And
Eli Apple, man, what's up with that guy?
Yeah, dude, like
he's playing well.
I don't know.
He's playing well. Mahomes did not play. That just I don't know that game. But to be fair though, it's like I said, it was interesting. We've been treated to like when's the last time I saw this mentioned on the show? Like, I think it was Colin Coward. When's the last time you saw a bad NFL game? Like, it's been a while. Every
divisional
the
divisional round was pretty straightforward.
I'd say the divisional round was insane. Like
the divisional or no,
the wild card.
Super wild card weekend was fairly tame.
Yeah.
But like none of those games have been like there hasn't been like a crappy game for a long time, and that's why the NFL is the best league.
This regular season was nuts. Yeah. This regular season was crazy. And then wild card weekend happens, and all the games kind of except for the Cowboys game, but that was just plain hilarious. Like, everyone loves when the Cowboys lose. Like, it's just when the Cowboys lose, everyone wins, right? So
yeah, that's very true. Unless you're Jerry Jones.
I can just picture Locke on his way back. Locke, you should have pulled. Have you guys seen Anchorman 2?
Yeah.
You should have pulled.
Oh, when they're in the van
and put it on cruise control and like in the back of the van watching the game.
Oh god.
Hey, it's on cruise control.
Who's hey Ron, who's driving? Oh, it's in cruise control.
Cruise control just moderates speed. Yeah, Locke back there watching the Bengals again.
No, I would never. I had the cruise control on, but I was steering.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that Bengals game was I'm so happy for Cincinnati, man. That's just so cool. That's just so, and like, how great is this Super Bowl matchup too? It's literally the people's Super Bowl.
For sure.
This was the one that people wanted.
Mahomes isn't in it, and Matt Stafford knocked out Brady.
Yeah, it's really cool. Let's talk about the Rams game, the NFC Championship game, because that was also an interesting game. The Rams are just such, like I mentioned this in the previous episode, they're such a great team all around. And we'll talk about the Super Bowl today, but even though it isn't, we will have another episode before the Super Bowl comes out. It was another great game, and Stafford, I'm very happy for him. He deserves this. He's been waiting for this his entire career. He's got a legitimate team around him. And like I already gave you my pick from 2 weeks ago. I said the Rams would win the Super Bowl, and I'm one more win closer. Okay, so yeah, pretty neat.
You're gonna have to tune into next week's episode to catch my pick. I'm not giving it up that easy, but I will say I love seeing the Rams in the Super Bowl. Like Ty said, it's tough to not like the Rams, especially like this team. And just like quality wise, like both sides of the ball, they're so talented.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. And I think it'll be interesting because I think on paper you still take the Rams, but the Bengals have just got something going for them. It really makes it an interesting lineup or an interesting matchup.
I mean, the one thing I feel like this Rams team is so much different in, like, although some pieces are still there from that 2018 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, this team just has such a different feel and dynamic. Like, right, similar coaching staff, semi-similar core. Some players have moved on, some retired, but
some retired and then came back.
Yeah, Eric Weddle.
That was Weddle's last year, actually. I think was the year that the Rams made the Super Bowl.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they got him back. He came back for this like playoff run now, and he's just like on the team.
I'm here.
Like,
And he hasn't been
so
playing
funny.
bad. Eric Weddle's been pretty good.
I've noticed a massive change, and this was brought up on the radio broadcast because I was watching the first half basically of the Rams game in the car, or listening to the first half in the car as well. I was near the end of my drive, and they said that the main difference with this team is that when Von Miller came in here, he challenged Aaron Donald to be more vocal. And now that Aaron Donald is more vocal, everyone's bought into the system with Sean McVay. Like everyone is just full out committed. And that's why I think we see a lot of the times with the Rams, like if they all want to win a football game, like they can and they will, and they have. And I think everyone on the Rams as well, like sees how important it is for Aaron Donald to get a Super Bowl because he's literally won everything you can in football except a Super Bowl. And he's too good not to get one too, man.
Yeah. I think
this is the kind of game where he takes over. Like this is going to be every
player. He just wills his way to a win. Like you can just feel it.
It's been in the conversation for a few years now, but I think the argument for Aaron Donald being the best player in football is strong as ever. Like, you know, who else are you going to put up there? You know, maybe Mahomes.
Yeah.
No.
I think, and when people say he has a bad game, well, it's because he's getting triple teamed and he's taking players out of the equation. So Donald almost never has a bad game. And like these are the kind of games that obviously define your career. And he's already lost one Super Bowl, but that was to a pretty darn good Patriots team. And it's not like
in that game, they shut them down defensively. Like the punters were the most exciting part of that Super Bowl was seeing how far Johnny Hekker could punt the ball.
Pretty much. I mean, like, yeah, they only scored 12 points. The Rams only led in 12 points. It was completely
the defense did their job
fault.
The defense did their job in 2018.
Yeah, and this year they're going to do it again, but more so that they have help from the offense now. I told you my opinion, but Aaron Donald's going to win this game for them. He's going to be the one. He wants this so bad. He openly talked about it. He really wants it. He wants it so badly, and it's something that goes on his Hall of Fame resume. He's already if you retire tomorrow, he's a Hall of Famer. Usually you don't say that someone who's been in the league less than like 6-7 years, I think is maybe closer to 5-6. He's just insane, and he's going to win the Rams this game. Simple as that.
Yeah, Ty,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I definitely believe you when he says he wants it. Like I think if you look at players that like could have so much of an impact on the game, there's nobody comes close to that. Like maybe Cooper Kupp on the offensive side if he gets the right looks, but still you can try to take him out of the game. But even Ty, like you said, like if you adapt and try to take Donald out of the game, you're taking, you know, he's taking double, triple teams. Your quarterback's going to see it. So,
like Cooper Kupp can't catch a 40-yard pass downfield every play. Aaron Donald can sack a quarterback every play.
Yeah. That's a very good point.
Right? Like,
yeah, like you look back in NFL history, there are very few people that like every game you have to specifically plan your offensive scheme around where they are. You don't run towards Aaron Donald, and you certainly can't leave that much time to pass because you have to double team every play. It's like playing against Reggie White in the 90s, late 80s, Eagles and the Packers. I mean, he was that good that he just
what's that Jets D line or Giants D line, the sack exchange?
The New York sack exchange, yeah.
Like you'll know this more than me, but we've seen our fair share of like historic like defensive lines. Like every player on the D line is like a powerful pass rusher, and that's why I like it. But Aaron Donald by himself is just a superhuman.
Yeah. Like take Von Miller out of there, if you take Aaron Donald out, you're left with Von Miller. Von Miller's still good, but like this is
past his
2015 Von
prime,
Miller.
Yeah, he's past his prime, but he's still a darn good athlete.
Yeah, he's a role player, but yeah, no mistake about it. Even though Ramsey's really good, Jalen Ramsey is forced to be good because shorter passes, because you have Aaron Donald pass rushing, and I mean he's so good. He's simply the best.
Yeah, like, and even a guy like Jalen Ramsey can't impact the game from the corner position as much as the pressure from Donald does.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know, boys.
Starts in the trenches.
Pro Bowl picks.
Pro Bowl picks. Why not?
Dude, I don't even know, dude.
I don't know the rosters even.
I mean, should we also? I feel like instead of the Pro Bowl, we should probably talk about the topic of the week quickly.
Yeah.
The Washington Commanders.
No.
Oh, geez. Okay, I thought about something the other day. Did I not say a while back, whatever the Washington football team changes their name to, it's just gonna be wrong?
It's wrong. Have you seen
the Commanders? Jerseys, it's just not it. Like,
have you seen the jerseys though?
The jerseys aren't bad. I like the black jersey.
I like
black,
them.
it's nice. It's nice.
Pretty decent jerseys. Terrible name.
The topic of the week is obviously Tom Brady and Adam Schefter's job.
I was gonna say that, dude.
Schefter's safe. He's good. He's out of the woods.
In a job like he has, credibility is everything. And can you imagine it? Like Brady had his career by his, if he wanted, he could be like, I'm coming back, and Schefter's totally frauded, and like he's like,
yeah.
But I think you reported correctly. But people saying Brady's not even close to making a decision just because he wanted to announce it on his own terms.
Yeah, and then he announced it. Guy. He announced it and then didn't really mention the Patriots a whole lot. And then
that was weird. Yeah,
Pat's fans were just like crying even more. And then it was like,
yeah. Still forever a Patriot though.
Little awkward there, yeah. But I mean, yeah, when you think of Tom Brady, you don't think of him in a Bucs uniform.
Yeah, for sure. But Pro Bowl picks, going AFC. Herbert starting, I think, unless he's pulled out. So many people have been like, I'm not coming to this thing. And I don't know, even with Joe Mixon was a Pro Bowler, right? They got Najee Harris to replace him. Where's Eckler? I mean, where's Austin Eckler? Seriously. Like, what is 1,500 total yards and 20 touchdowns get you?
The Pro Bowl is just so invalid. Because it's a popularity contest. It's a name contest, right? Like it's like basically they want to make the flashiest roster possible, and the people with the flashy names, just so happen to have like a half decent season. Yeah. Whereas again, like we've said this a couple times, the Bills were the number 1 ranked defense. Not a single player on the Bills defense was named to the Pro Bowl. Like there's something wrong. Yeah. There's something wrong with that, It just that's totally right. It's
I don't even know the rosters that well enough to make an educated guess, and I feel like I wouldn't be doing my job if I made an accurate guess. So I'm gonna go no pick for the Pro Bowl.
Just do a pose tie. I'll go NFC.
NFC. Yeah, 1-on-1. All right, boys. It's gonna come down to it.
But I think the more important business, I think that I'll be paying a lot more attention to, is World Cup qualifiers.
That came out of nowhere.
No, because Canada.
I was just sorry. I just wasn't ready for.
We're switching up the footballs.
Seriously, we're switching up the footballs, because if the three of us are all from the lovely country of Canada, so Canada has a serious opportunity to qualify for the World Cup, which is amazing. I think I don't know. I just think that's so cool.
What was the last time? Like 86 in Mexico or something? I think it was 1986. And we didn't score a single goal in the tournament.
No.
We've hit the post 3 times.
Not to mention our best player, Alphonso Davies, has been out.
Yeah, he's not playing.
He's
on Twitch screaming his head off. Like, have you seen those highlights?
He's so funny, man, because he has so much passion and energy. You can just see it. He's like, I love Alphonso Davies.
Yeah,
for sure. He is an amazing character. Before we end off, I mean, just looking forward to next week. We're gonna do a nice Super Bowl special. I mean, we'll talk about the Pro Bowl briefly, but like we'll scratch his back. Like,
now we're just gonna say who won, basically.
And Herbert's gonna throw for like 500 yards in the first quarter, so it doesn't really matter anyways. It's really neat because
the best performers of the week.
Yeah, psych, guys. We're gonna give you a full starts and sits list for the Pro Bowl.
Nope. No, we're good for that. But I mean, some neat things looking forward, because obviously it's a Super Bowl preview. It's our Super Bowl preview right now. I mean, this is the first time in almost 20 years of football that Brady isn't in it, Manning isn't in it, Roethlisberger isn't in it, and the 49ers aren't. Can you believe that? There hasn't been a Super Bowl in like 20 years without those 4 guys in it. That's absolutely ridiculous.
That's actually crazy.
It's 20 years of football. It's older than all of us.
It's a new era of football, except there's actually a pretty decent chance that in the next couple of years the 49ers make it back to the Super Bowl. But
yeah. Oh, they're good. They're just waiting for Trey Lance to get there. He's gonna get there. It's not to say that Jimmy G didn't do his job. It's just like he did the most that he could out of his job, you know?
For sure. Yeah.
They need someone to bring them to the next level. Kind of like what people are saying Mac Jones might be like. Like, we don't know if he's a guy who can get to that next level instead of just being like just a good quarterback. But another interesting thing to mention is that this is only the second time in Super Bowl history that 2 number 1 quarterback picks are going up against each other. The other one was back in 2015, where it was Cam Newton and Peyton Manning. This one was
cool.
Stafford and Burrow, and they're all from the
That's
SEC,
cool.
which is pretty neat.
That is pretty cool. And also, it's second year in a row where a team is hosting the Super Bowl.
And that's never happened at all.
No, because in Tampa, that was the first time, and everyone's like, "Oh, you know, Brady's luck. You know, he's hosted the Super Bowl." No, whatever.
Yeah.
Stafford goes out and does it. Matt Stafford, the career ender. That's what you call him.
Yeah, the Dragon Slayer. Yeah. He deserved it. I think he's just so ready for that. Did you see he even acknowledged there was that Rams fan who was like freaking out that it was clock it. Yeah. He's actually not a Rams fan. He's a Lions fan, but he just loves Stafford so much. And then Stafford like gave him tickets to the game and he's going out. Face value of a Super Bowl ticket, cheapest, is about $6,000. So that's, unless you're loaded like a baked potato or you know someone, like, you're not getting in there.
Yeah, this Super Bowl matchup. I mean, we're gonna talk about it more next week. It's just so good.
Yeah,
it's just such an enjoyable
Christian
Super Bowl.
Mentioned something really interesting earlier. He's like everyone likes the Rams. Like, most people, like, this is a very likable matchup. Like, nobody really hates any of these teams. It's a very good matchup. It's a good-hearted matchup. It's gonna do really
because
well.
The Bengals have been just such a Cinderella story, feel-good team. And then the Rams, you have Stafford, you have Aaron Donald, you got Cooper Kupp, you got freaking OBJ who's just turning it up now.
Yeah.
Cleveland Browns fans are finding a new sadness now with not running Ohio, and then second off, OBJ is in the Super Bowl. Oh yeah.
They're just realizing that Baker's the problem. Like, that's what they basically realize.
Too many State Farm commercials.
Baker's, in my opinion,
progressive.
He's a quarterback. He just had an off year. He had an off year. As simple as that. Like,
my bad.
Dude, look at it. Like the 2020 playoffs. Like he was showing.
They almost beat the Chiefs.
Yeah,
they almost beat the Chiefs.
Good quarterback. He just had an off year. That simple.
What was that like run? That was like, it was like a 4th and 7 run that they just the Chiefs just converted. But yeah,
enough about the Brownies. We'll save that for next year. Save that sob story.
Yeah, next week, an interesting thing, we're gonna go over Super Bowl meals. What's everyone eating that day? Well, not now.
My recipe.
Not now. But this is coming next week. Next week's gonna be a fun episode. It's gonna be a super fun episode.
Yeah.
And then we're also gonna announce next week. I mean, fantasy season is long over. What are our plans for like the upcoming episodes and weeks and off season and stuff like that? We'll let you guys know all about that next week. I think we're pretty much done for now. I mean, this was a fun episode.
Thanks so much for having me again, boys. I feel like I gotta thank you guys. I'm still a bit of a part-timer, but it's always fun. It's always a pleasure hopping on here.
Well, happy to have you. We accomplished a little less than in other episodes, but you know, we're here chilling out, having a good time, and we hope you guys are too. This is concluded, I believe, episode number 22 of the Fantasy Cast. For everyone here at Shocker Sports, for Christian Haggett, Ty White, I'm Lachlan McTagg, and we will see you all next week. Go watch the Pro Bowl, or don't. We don't really care.
Shiesty.